Seoul welcomed 1.36 million foreign tourists in July, a record high for the month, with city officials attributing the surge to the global popularity of K-content, such as the animated film K-pop Demon Hunters.
올해 7월 서울을 찾은 외국인 관광객이 136만 명에 달해 동기간 기준 역대 최대치를 기록했습니다. 이에 대해 서울시 당국은 애니메이션 영화 K-pop 데몬 헌터스를 포함한 K-컨텐츠의 글로벌 흥행이 영향을 미친 것으로 분석했습니다. K-pop Demon Hunters.
My husband is obsessed with K-pop Demon Hunters.
Really?
He loves the movie and all the songs from the movie. So, I think he will like the story if he's listening right now. But yes, it's true. People are coming to Korea and coming to Korea in droves, according to the Seoul Metropolitan Government. The latest July tally is up 23.1% from a year earlier. And that means that the number of foreign tourists from January to July stands again at a record high of 8.28 million people.
왜 그러면은 올해 7월에 이렇게나 많은 관광객들이 서울을 찾았을까요? What's the reason? What can it be attributed to?
This is what the tourism agency wants to know so they can keep repeating this success. This success can be attributed to, in some part, the popularity of K-content, such as the aforementioned K-pop Demon Hunters and other shows and programs and entertainment out there.
Yeah, well, now that K-pop Demon Hunters is the most watched video of all time on Netflix.
Ever.
Yeah.
Number one.
I guess that played a big part. Something can be attributed to 뭐뭐뭐. 자, 이 표현이 나오면은 무엇에 기인한다. 이런 이유가 있다라는 뜻이거든요. 자, 어떻게 쓰냐면은 the number of tourists in Seoul can be attributed to 캐대헌. 자, 아시겠죠? 캐대헌 덕분에 서울로 온 외국인 관광객 수가 굉장히 많은 것으로 이렇게 보여진다는 겁니다.
Right.
이렇게 기인하는 걸로 보여져요.
So you can attribute something to something.
Yeah.
So you can attribute the number of visitors to the success of K-content. You can use it like that too.
그렇게 썼을 때는 attribute A to B. A가 현상이고요. B가 그 원인이에요. 그죠? You can attribute the success of, tourism in Korea to K-pop Demon Hunters and other K-content.
And other K-content, for
there's
sure.
other, yeah.
This is absolutely not a new phenomenon. I mean, we can go all the way back to maybe Winter Sonata.
Oh, yeah.
So you had tourists from
Yeonsama.
Japan coming to see all the places where Yeonsama sat
Yeah.
and where he ate. So this is not a new thing, but I think for 2025, it's all about Rumi and Mira.
I know.
And their other friend, I forget her name.
Huntrix
Oh, yes.
well, the group is Huntrix,
Yeah,
of course.
the group is Huntrix.
Well, this is an animated film. For those of you who've been living under a rock, we have to explain what this is. What is an animated film?
An animated film is, well, when you're animated, you are highly energized.
Yeah.
You are perhaps very perky. That's what you describe as animated. When something is animated as a film, it is in picture.
그렇죠. 굉장히 동작이 큰 것도 애니메이티드고요. 그 다음에 애니메이션으로 했다도 애니메이티드예요. 여기서는 당연히 후자가 되겠고 애니메이션 영화를 animated film이라고 합니다.
And of course, the Japanese genre of anime also originally comes from this.
맞습니다. 그리고 제가 조금 전에 unless you've been living under a rock 이렇게 얘기를 했었죠. 이거는 정말 캐대헌을 모를 수가 없는 현실을 제가 약간 sarcastic하게 표현을 한 거예요. 영어식 표현으로.
Right. So when there's some kind of huge news that everyone should know, if you don't know it, you might say, "Oh, you must have been living under a rock."
Exactly. And I'm usually that person for most things, but this
Right.
time I did watch 캐대헌. I'm usually very late. All right, 다시 한번 읽어보겠습니다. Seoul welcomed 1.36 million foreign tourists in July, a record high for the month, with city officials attributing the surge to the global popularity of K-content, such as the animated film K-pop Demon Hunters. Let's move on now.
A growing number of Koreans under 30 are being diagnosed with diabetes, with those in the lower income bracket facing a significantly higher risk, according to a study by the Korea Disease Control and Prevention Agency.
네. 질병관리청의 연구 결과 30세 미만 소아청소년 및 젊은 성인들이 당뇨 진단을 받는 경우가 국내에서 점점 늘고 있으며 이중 저소득층은 당뇨에 특히 더 취약한 것으로 나타났습니다. 당뇨는 영어로 diabetes.
Diabetes.
Yep. Tell us more.
So this study is based on a 13-year nationwide study that involved 130,000 people under the age of 30, so relatively young people, and it found that young people from low-income households are at far greater risk of getting diabetes of both types, type 1 and type 2, but in general, overall, the incidence of diabetes is on the rise among young people in Korea.
그래요. 아무래도 우리가 이제 식습관이 예전과 많이 달라졌기 때문이 아닐까 하는 생각이 좀 듭니다. I feel like it could be attributed to the poor diet. Not poor as in, you know, we're being malnutritioned, but sort of too sweet, too
Right.
fatty, you know,
Too salty, too
yeah.
everything,
Yeah.
and perhaps maybe too Western in some ways for a country whose cuisine used to be not so fatty.
Exactly. 그래서 이렇게 당뇨 진단을 받는 젊은 층이 많다고 해요. 자, 무엇으로 진단을 받다? Be diagnosed with something.
Yes. So a diagnosis is a report or a judgment that you receive from a medical professional, from a doctor that says you have something.
Yeah.
You have this disease or you have this illness. So if you are diagnosed with, used in the passive voice, so to be diagnosed with something means you've received this news that you are sick or that you have some illness.
자, be diagnosed with something에서 diagnosed 의 스펠링 알려주시겠어요?
D-I-A-G-N-O-S-E-D.
네.
Be diagnosed with.
네, D-I-A-G-N-O-S-E-D. 자, 그 다음에는 이제 어떤 소득 계층을 얘기하면서 higher income bracket, lower income bracket, bracket라는 단어가 나와요.
Right. So for tax purposes or just even in normal daily conversation, we have different brackets of basically how much money you make a year. And for people in a lower income bracket, so you make less money a year, in that bracket or category, these people are seen as being more vulnerable to the disease.
보이는 라디오로 확인하신 분들은 조금 전에 자넷 선생님이 손으로 괄호 표시처럼 이렇게 bracket라고 하는 거 보셨을 거예요. 왜냐하면 bracket가 괄호라는 뜻도 있어요. 물론 여기서는 계층이라는 뜻이 되겠지만 같이 기억하시면 되겠습니다.
Usually for bracket, if I may say, it's not the circular parentheses, but
Is
it's
it the
like
square one?
the square one that is like 90 degrees.
아,
So those are brackets.
동그란 괄호는 parenthesis 쓰고 네모난 건 bracket인가요?
Right.
그렇군요.
So brackets are always like the square ones. So anyways, but
Interesting.
in
Okay.
this use, we are just talking about a category or group of people.
맞아요. 다시 읽어보겠습니다. A growing number of Koreans under 30 are being diagnosed with diabetes, with those in the lower income bracket facing a significantly higher risk, according to a study by the Korea Disease Control and Prevention Agency. Now let's move on to the final headline.
3 brothers from Scotland have set a new record by rowing more than 14,000 kilometers non-stop and unsupported across the Pacific Ocean, from Peru to Australia, over nearly 140 days.
스코틀랜드 출신의 3형제가 140일 동안 손으로 노를 저어 페루에서 호주까지 14,000km가 넘는 거리를 이동해 무기항, 무지원으로 태평양을 최단 시간 횡단하는 세계 신기록을 세웠습니다. So they didn't have an electronic device to row for them. They used their hands to row the boat.
Nope, exactly. So this was an unsupported, unassisted effort. So that means they didn't have a bigger boat tugging them. They didn't have any other engine, stronger engine pulling them in the water. And another important part of this is that they didn't have any food drops. So they didn't have any people or another boat bringing them food or supplies through their journey.
Wow.
So
I guess
everything they
had-
ate was with them
Right.
on their boat, which makes it so much more difficult.
Definitely. So the exact time it took them was 139 days, 5 hours and 52 minutes. So just under 140 days. As you said, they were unsupported.
They were unsupported, right? So to support someone is to help them or assist them. So in this case, their effort, the brothers' effort, was unsupported. They did not receive any help from passing boats or, anyone dropping them food. We should mention that these brothers, Jamie, Ewan, and Lachlan McLean from Scotland, were not new to this. They were already sailing experts. They had already gone across other bodies of water, but this is truly a world record for them.
Absolutely. 자, 이 삼형제가 unsupported, 어떠한 지원도, 도움도 받지 않고 이렇게 항해를 했다는 얘기예요. 근데 아까 중간중간 누가 음식을 가져다 주지 않았기 때문에 처음부터 준비해 갔다고 했는데 그러면 며칠치의 음식을 가지고 갔을지도 좀 궁금해요. When they first started out, how many days worth of food did they have?
Yes, so they had to prepare all this food in advance. So they took 150 days
Okay.
worth of food, expecting to be out in the ocean for that long. And of course, all their food was freeze-dried,
Yeah.
so it makes it very small and compact, and you can just have it with you anywhere. You don't need a stove or any kind of heat source. Sometimes we call this food astronaut food.
Yeah.
Just in normal conversation. So they took freeze-dried food that would last them 150 days.
처음부터 한 150일 정도의 동결 건조된 음식을 챙겨갔었군요. 근데 다행히 150일 안 걸렸어요. 그래서 음식이 모자르지 않았는데 it took them about 140 days. It says here that they rowed their boat for actually not for, but over nearly 140 days. So let's have a look at over.
Over.
Yeah.
Yeah, sounds simple, but we use this a lot when something is over, something there's a limit or a line or some kind of deadline, and to be over it means you've passed it or surpassed it.
But in this case, we're talking about a duration. So we'd be talking about doing something for a certain period,
Oh,
right?
yes, exactly. Oh, I'm sorry, I misunderstood your lead in there. Yes, for over a duration of time,
Yeah.
is to go for that whole distance of time. Throughout that time.
맞아요. 사실 모든 단어가 그렇듯이 여러 가지 뜻이 있는데 over가 물론 뭐 위에 이런 의미도 있겠지만
Yes.
기간 얘기를 할 때는 얼마 동안의 기간에 걸쳐라는 뜻이 있습니다. 자, 그러면 이거 기억하면서 제가 다시 읽어볼 테니까요. 들어보세요. Three brothers from Scotland have set a new record by rowing more than 14,000 kilometers non-stop and unsupported across the Pacific Ocean, from Peru to Australia, over nearly 140 days. Well, that's it for the headlines with Janet Lee.